Destiny has gone onto the website predicted.com and is making a bet. You're able of selling your bet, you close your position before the event takes place. So if it becomes more likely that Bernie Sanders becomes the nominee and those numbers go up, then you might want to cut your losses. Cut your losses immediately. Cut your losses. Embarrassingly, it would be giving up. It would be admitting that you were wrong for many, many, many months, and you were passionately wrong, and you were blatantly wrong in front of everybody, which would be kind of embarrassing. And it would hurt your ego, because it would be clear that you were just an amateur, and you didn't know what the you're talking about. But you would at least save a few $100.
Are you really that confident that Bernie won't? Yeah, of course not. He has no chance.
What a fucking idiot. People like Destiny, which represent about 3% of the electorate. You know, the neolibs. Nobody's a fucking neolib in reality. They're not actual voters. I also did a bet. I don't know if you know, but I have 1,349 shares of Bernie Sanders to win the Iowa caucus. I would like to see that Destiny is still making this bet. Because we could probably assume that he quietly backed out from his bet, even though he's still trying to spread the This is why he's a bad faith propagandist. Because he probably backed out of this bet, but he's still trying to spread the meme. So he's like putting bad information out to his community while quietly protecting himself. It's called conviction, Jordan. So here's the thing about betting. Don't bet. Absolutely do not make bets. And there's one small caveat. If you have absolute conviction in something, I think that it's time, I think it's fine to bet. As long as you have absolute. We'll see who's right. You know, if I lose it, that would suck. You know, it will suck. But I'm going to go, I believe. I'm not a coward. I'm a morally consistent Andy. Sell your bet shares. Oh, I already did.
Why do you think, given the undeniable systemic racism that has gone on in the black community, why white people still deny that it's the thing and expect they just know, even though the problem was not individual black people should be the solution? And his answer was abdication of personal responsibility, sin. To what extent are we individually responsible? There's something is wrong in the black community. The left wants to say racism is the cause, but no one's figured out the cause. There's a problem here. Black culture has been on a steady crash. How much worse can it get? Cardi B or something. To a great extent, the solution is for individual black people to get their act straight. Black people are responsible for the vast majority of the problems. Does this sound like an answer to my question as to why white people deny systemic racism? The reason people want to deny systemic racism is bog standard psychology, which is what I said in my opening statement, which is white fragility. I've addressed it countless times, despite countless accusations from you saying that I haven't addressed it. You just can't accept the fact that there's a lot of data supporting it, and it's not a very controversial topic. You just wanted to make this about how the left are actually the people who are. You just wanted to make this about how the left are the responsible. So the reason people, especially white people, and this is primarily a white thing, not because of any inherent genes on white people, because white people are evil, just because we happen to be the majority group in society, and we happen to have a history that has, pushed us to the top of the hierarchy and kept us there. So the reason for this is because we believe in a just world. And as Americans, one of our big ethos, freedom, liberty, we believe in a just world. And we believe that people have control over their own actions and that your actions cause the fate that you are in. The problem with this is that it often works backwards. You give post hoc rationalizations. Instead of having a linear period of time where you can see a bunch of things happening and that's what led to where this person is now, you almost never see that. You see rioting and looting. You see terrible neighborhoods. You see high crime statistics. And instead of thinking, I wonder if there was something that caused this, no, you work backwards and give a post hoc rationalizations. Well, they're in this terrible position.
Hey, he's describing the correspondence bias again.
And I think we saw that. And because it's such box standard psychology, it's really not a surprise that you gave the same speech that all of these conservative people are giving, that actually it's their faults. And they even though white Americans at the top of the hierarchy are the ones.
One thing that this guy is fucking up a lot is that if Milo truly believes that, he believes that Milo believes that, he needs to walk Milo to that conclusion, because he's jumping ahead multiple steps to try to say, Milo, this is what you believe. And Milo hasn't really at all said. I understand the rhetoric that this guy thinks Milo is going to employ, and I could see him going there. But to an audience member, you don't know if Milo was going to say black people need to act right, because Milo wasn't even close to getting that. He wasn't even close to getting to that area. This guy needed to ask Milo some questions and hardcore walk him to that point before accusing him of taking that side of the argument. That's the big problem right now, I think. Okay.
I can't think of a single person who's ever said to me, black people have absolutely zero inheritance from any of this, and everything they have is better than whites. I just don't think the person that you're suggesting actually exists.
Oh my God, they don't exist. That's your answer right there. Dog, who are like Ben Shapiro,
Dog,
Dave Rubin, yeah, Dog, DAWG. I'm sorry. Sorry,
okay.
I'm sorry if that makes you upset.
You've come into this with
I'm sorry that I hurt your feelings. No,
Hold on,
some of
sorry,
your,
Justin,
I'm literally
Justin,
trying to get you back to
Justin,
talking about the
Justin,
topic.
my
we do have to
feelings, I
hear
don't
him.
know.
Let's
I've
hear Milo for
never,
a
like,
second.
hurt my feelings. I've never heard of you. I don't know who you are. You have no power to hurt my feelings. I'm trying.
And yet here you are.
I showed up
He sounds a
prepared
little
to have
upset.
a serious debate on the subject matter.
Dr. Carolyn Borisenko, thanks for your question, says, as an actual psychologist, I just want to point out that there are no sources in white fragility to back up the main premise of the book. Look at the references in the back. There are hardly any.
I know. I seriously read this entire book. I hated every second of reading this book because I had to do so much research outside of it. I had to like look at, like, try to guess what she was trying to say, go to Google Scholar, then go to Sci-Hub to find out all these. Like, it was horrendously written from an academic perspective. I had to look up all the stuff.
Did it occur to you at all to bring any of that research with you today, on a day where we were in fact supposed to be talking about?
Yeah. Would you like me to name the individual studies that I took notes on right in front of me?
Well, I don't know that it's done you much profit.
Oh yeah. So the main one that I was talking about, from social inequality to personal entitlement.
That was a polite way of saying
Milo
no.
fucked up.
I don't think it's done you any good.
So what? Alright, sure.
Justin, it's selfish to volunteer to represent a topic that you have no intention of genuinely defending. There are people who fully support D'Angelo's book. Like I said, folks, it was kind of about the definition more broadly, but I know, Justin, it seemed like you were willing to kind of, well, actually...
No, I've said this so many times. The concepts, the main points of white fragility are fine. They're, like I said, they're basic psychology. That's all they are. But
The problem is when you come in with an opening statement that is designed to do something clever and subvert the debate question. More often than not, it ends up derailing the whole discussion.
No, it reframes
Especially
the
when-
discussion.
Well, yes.
Yeah, you were prepared to have a very different debate
Reframe.
here, but
Yes,
I
I was
think
prepared.
framed
I was
it
prepared
properly.
to have the debate that I was given. The debate that everybody showed up expecting to hear. The debate that is indeed the title on this video when people look down below the image they see.
And I've defended the
That's
concept
what
behind it.
everybody else
That's
was. That's what everybody else was here for. And I think everybody will be able to make their own judgments as to whether you came prepared to have that discussion.
The correct question I think the guy on the right is correct. He's just missing rhetorically. The correct question that he needs to ask Milo is, what do you think the book purports that I won't defend? And then Milo will be forced to say, well, the book makes this claim. And then the guy will say, well, I'll defend that claim if it's about right fragility, right? That's the question that he's missing right now. He just needs to ask that to unlock
Next.
the end of this conversation.
When you try to be
The Red Elephants, thanks for your question, said, the 1994 bill did not lead to
Vince.
mass incarceration. This is a myth. Incarceration rates soared in the 70s. Black crime rates have quadrupled since the 40s, 50s, and 60s. Blacks need to change their culture, starting with fathers.
Oh, I just want to point out the Red Elephants, like Vincent James is a Nazi.
Yes.
And this is not the
He
liberal
is.
left thing. No.
well,
I
he's a
watched ton of
Nazi.
it.
He's a Nazi. Who left
He's a
you in the
race
dust.
realist who-
He left
no.
you in the dust when you debated him.
I
have no idea who this is.
I happen not to agree with that characterization at all. But if
Yeah,
you
he
are
is.
go- if you, if
Let's trust Miles' characterization.
let's-
of Nazi.
Vince is like
let's-
unironically a Nazi. He is 100%. 100% he is. It's not useful to say it, but he is 100%.
This person's background, but their question was just challenging you on a historical point. So if you do want to respond,
Okay, yeah, on historical points, I have no idea what they're talking about.
gotcha.
You can take that as a dig against me. I have no idea what they're talking about.
Gotcha.
All I know is that Vincent James himself thinks that IQ in the military is going down because of diversity. And I think you should just Google the first article that comes up on that and just see what his record looks like.
Whatever the inclement weather circumstances. I mean, you could say that if somebody leaves the till open, what do you people say? The register. Somebody leaves the register open at work and there are no security cameras. I mean, you could technically, steal money and not get caught. But you still know it's wrong. You still know you shouldn't do it. Black fatherlessness is because it seems to be that black boys are crippled for life, no matter what happens to them afterwards if they don't have a father at home. What happens to black boys as a result of black fatherlessness? I mean, fix that and you fix everything. You fix everything, and that has to start, yes, with individual black families.
No.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
so
we
Milo
can't respond
did get
to
to
the
the
other
individual shit.
I have no idea how to respond to that.
Gotcha.
I got bored listening, so.
Crew
Oh,
Robert,
that was your
said,
chance
Milo,
to
do you
hit
have
him.
a problem with colloquialisms, or is it just quote unquote ghetto-ism that you have
Okay.
a problem with? Morior Invictus, thanks for your question, said, Jangles, you had an issue with blacks being denied their inheritance, so shouldn't whites then be entitled the inheritance their ancestors won for them?
All these are like, what do you mean by one? There's so many layers to this. Like, what does it mean to win your inheritance? This is that problem that we were talking about, right? If you already have something, you tend to give post hoc rationalizations for why you deserve it.
You got him with that one. You did something I didn't do. You got him with that one.
What now?
What?
No, I'm saying,
No,
hold on.
I know you
People
got
are-
him with that. If blacks should be able to inherit, why can't white people inherit the proceeds of colonialism and slavery? Answer.
Answer? Because it was shitting on a specific group of people and we never fixed it. Did you think that was a gotcha? Did you think that was a hard question? If we
Well, you
believe in the
started-
concepts of
you
racial equality and
I know-
equity in
I know
general
what-
and freedom
I
and
know what
liberty,
I would
we should
say.
probably be pretty concerned about the fact that we didn't offer it to this entire group of people on the basis of superficiality.
You're entitled to the fruits of your labor, but you're not entitled to ill-gotten gains, right? That's a big difference, right? Like, let's say somebody's parent made a living working in the mine or working in computer software. I don't know what the fuck. They did doing like some kind of like honest work, and another person's like parent made money stealing from people, right? Oh, well, both should be entitled to their inheritance, right? Well, no. Some of those gains are probably ill-gotten. They wouldn't be entitled to those. The other, you would be entitled, right?
I actually wonder why people are so upset about the concept of affirmative action. If like systemic racism has stopped black people from getting into these positions,
Because it
why would you want to address? Why no? Why
Because
would
it
you want
doesn't
to
work.
address?
Because it hurts black people. It doesn't work.
It hurts black people by giving them jobs.
literally giving them jobs. Okay, look at the Harvard statistics. They won't any longer publish about affirmative action given to black students. And it turned out that it was that Harvard actually only really cared, and this is always how it works in practice, only actually really cared whether they had the right skin color, not whether they were slave-descended American blacks who could do with a leg up because of the socioeconomic inheritances from slavery. No, all Harvard wanted was...
Are you saying that maybe we should have a better system in place to actually address problems? Do you think that maybe that would help a little bit? Are you saying that because this one system didn't completely fix the problem, that we shouldn't try to fix it at all, and there's just absolutely no reason to make sure that we correct the problems that we've,
No,
in the past?
I didn't say any of those things.
Oh, cool. Awesome. I'm glad you didn't do that, because that would be a very stupid thing to suggest.
God, you're exhausting.
Gotcha. And
Oh my god, why do they put invisible walls over here? I just want to jump off.
Kill me. No, you're lying!
What is your data show, or what is your?
Austin's not ready for this
The one I'm linking
conversation.
you right now. I'm getting it to you 1 second. I'm giving you multiple just in case you have like any point of.
There
contact.
is
There's
one
one.
original study that came out of France that was too tiny, and basically has been discredited a million times over at this point, that stated that hydroxychloroquine could potentially reduce recovery times. What we now know is that that study has been falsified numerous times over. I assume what SuspectSushi is currently talking about on top of that is the likelihood that, or not likelihood, but hydroxychloroquine's potential capabilities of reducing recovery times for people who are not severely impacted by coronavirus. But unfortunately, due to the nature of the disease, the novelty of it especially, most people would never work off of that evidence.
By the way, not one of my links mentioned France anyway.
Especially when numerous other much larger studies that have been conducted have shown otherwise.
There have been
It's
much
ridiculous.
larger
I
studies.
you
A top
did.
official,
I'm
by the
looking
way,
at
has
it.
gotten on to former FDA Commissioner Scott Gottlieb, for example, and said hydroxychloroquine, quote, definitively does not work as a coronavirus treatment after going over several studies.
I think the fair way, Basti, I think the fair way to say it though would be the medical community is divided. There are definitely
No,
studies that
that's not the
advocate
fair
for
way
it.
to
There
say
are
it.
definitely
No,
studies that
that's not the
advocate
fair way to
against
say
it.
it.
No consensus on it right now.
There absolutely is a consensus right now. And right now, there is no compelling evidence. Hold on, I'm sorry. Right now, there is no compelling evidence to show that hydroxychloroquine works as a prophylactic, so like a preventative medication you can take to reduce recovery time, or as a current treatment. There was one study, I believe, that came out recently that looked okay, but the overwhelming amount of studies and research that have been done on it right now have shown that, like, no, it doesn't seem to help that much, even when used in combination with other things like azithromycin, or whether you're talking chloroquine or hydroxychloroquine. That's where we stand right now. To say that they're just divided evenly is not true. That is not true. What about remdesivir and dexamethasone? I don't know how to pronounce the second one. Those two, is the dexamethasone, is that the really easy? Is that like the steroid one or whatever? There was some really, really easy thing that's like supposedly cheap that shows like a reduction in hospitalization time. And I think remdesivir has been mixed to positive so far, I think.
Also, the fact that like historically and legislatively, even during the times of the Spanish flu, there was the federal government actually said they have no right to actually do a mask mandate.
I don't agree with that.
Okay, I don't know if that's true, but I seriously doubt it, because literally during the Spanish flu, I'm pretty sure the federal government had mandates that allowed them to quarantine people forcibly. We created there was like a guideline under the CDC right now that literally has a list of diseases where the federal government is allowed to step in and like forcibly quarantine people. I seriously doubt they can't make you wear masks.
Can't enforce them either. I don't know if you know, but there's a lot of problems with trying to enforce them by the states too. It's not like states are just wonderful at enforcing mask. Neil Ferguson, the foremost epidemiologist in the UK, say 2/3 of all coronavirus deaths are people that would have died anyway in 2020, and most of them. That's a Neil Ferguson quote. Look it up. That's Neil Ferguson. He testified to that UK Parliament. And more importantly, most of the people dying from coronavirus are actually older than the expected death.
Do you have a grandfather?
Okay, hold on. Okay, we need to talk about stats, okay? Because stats are complicated. So this is a meme that I've seen passed around a few times, that a lot of people that are dying from the coronavirus are dying past what the expected mortality or whatever your expected lifespan is anyway, okay? This is half true, but not really true, okay? Your expected death age changes as you get older, okay? For instance, a person who is 85 years old is going to have a higher likelihood of living to 87 than a person who is 20 years old. who might have an expected death in the 70s or early 80s, depending on where the U.S. is. I'm not sure right now. A lot of people are warping this number of like, what is your expected age of death at birth? And then saying, well, if you're 82 and you die at like 83 or whatever from coronavirus, well, you were expected to die at 81 anyway. That's not how that works, right? The actuarial tables or whatever, or your expected mortality tables change as you get older. That's something that changes dynamically. Keep in mind, half the people live over their expected death age. Like that's like a middle. I don't know if you'd call it an average or a median. I think that would be an average. Strictly, maybe, I'm not sure. But what you're talking about is basically Bayesian analysis. Yeah, it's kind of like, it's a really dumb way. Like if you think for like 2 seconds, like it's a pretty dumb way of looking at stats. Like for instance, this would kind of be like saying like, what are the chances of any particular person owning $1 billion in society? Well, if you have $1, your chances are going to be a lot different than if you have $9,999,000. Now, from $0, both of you might have the same chance, but like the closer you get, your chances change, right? The projected chances change. Well, I'm sorry, I've seen that weird expected mortality quote. It's just bad stats. Sorry.
Do you believe TikTok is a safety concern for the United States of America?
Was that really?
If the Chinese Communist Party wants our data, they should do it the goddamn American way, by purchasing it directly from Google and Facebook and any number of other applications that are American, damn it. That's the way to do it.
Okay. Look, big difference here is that American companies owning data from U.S. citizens is way different than a foreign government that has a vested interest in changing the outcome of our government owning our data. These are two monumentally different things. Facebook owning all of our data is far different than China or Russia owning all of our data. These are two dramatically different takes.
Why I'm against TikTok isn't not only the fact that they're harvesting data, right? But also it's a huge fucking cesspit of people who groom children and things of that nature. It's actually like a really big issue of people trying to take child predators and things of that nature, trying to take advantage of children over through TikTok.
I was just going to say, it's dangerous. So apparently it's Super Smash Brothers, but we're not talking about banning that.
I'm against TikTok.
Are you trying to buy it from them? No, you cannot. You should not be able to buy personalized data from anybody, technically. But nobody, literally nobody that talks about data or whatever online understands like the blah, blah, blah. Like people think that you can literally go to Facebook and be like, hey, I want to buy advertising data on John Smith. Can you tell me all the locations that he's visited in the past? Like, no, all of that data should be anonymized. Now, that's not to say that there aren't some sites that might track it, in skeevy ways or whatever, but you shouldn't be able to go to a company like Facebook and buy like personalized data from somebody. But don't let anybody like actually understand how it works. Like all of you right now can sign up for, can go and sign up for like Facebook ads and see how it works. Like it's not like I've bought them before for Instagram.
Like Hasan, I think is saying that all cops are bad in the sense that they are, the system requires that they act at least some of the time in ways which we would agree are bad. Is that your point?
Yeah.
But
now, I think
everything.
that is another example.
Then the president is bad. Like every single thing is bad because sometimes people have to enforce laws that we don't like.
The thing that gets me though, Sushi, is, and the problem with this kind of messaging is, it seems to make it very difficult to discuss the issues that are bad about the police. Like for example, I did a video about police unions and how police unions basically help make all cops bad in some degree, in a systemic type argument, right? Because they make it so that some of the problems Hasan mentioned, for example, not all of them are enmeshed in law, but at least some of them are. Some of them are enmeshed in police contracts, union contracts that are negotiated by unions. And they make it so that it's very difficult to fire police officers who commit crimes or break the law or whatever.
If you want to talk about every union ever, by the way. This is every union.
Law did research where they found that 90% of officers are good, but the 10 that are bad, they can't get rid of. They cause 90% of the problem.
Facts, and I have no issue with us like attacking police unions.
Melina, it's not just the unions though. Like the Garner and numerous.
Why don't women need to speak up more? Melina, just talk.
Isn't there a clip of kind of no matter what, if you're a cop?
Let's say that we have two people that are standing outside. They legitimately make me nervous. I don't know if they're gonna rob my house or whatever, and I call the cops. Let's say that the cops show up. They arrest these two people for loitering or being threatening or whatever, and then they find out that they're illegal immigrants and they refer them to ICE and they get deported. Am I, as a homeowner, the person that reported them, am I now complicit in deporting illegal immigrants? Is that on me? Do I have that liability?
Yes.
Okay. So should people just never ever call the cops ever then?
Yeah, I suggest against that. Yes. Oh my God, Melina, really? You're getting fucking DGG clips from a conversation that I had with your fiance? Like, I thought we weren't gonna do this, but if you wanna have this conversation over and over again, yes.
Well, I guess Destiny wasn't.
Boyfriend, even in that conversation with your boyfriend, who I guess I'm arguing against, considering that
I mean, I think you're too scared to have him here. Isn't that like the whole thing why you're never on the same
I'm cringing
shows
right now.
anymore?
I don't know. I think it might.
Has Melina ever brought up in any of these
Melina. Have a good
conversations
day.
that her dad is like a cop?
Bye, Melina.
Has she ever
All
brought
right,
that up before?
That's
I'm
Melina
curious.
and Charlie.
Oh, and also, regardless of any conversation with me, Hasan will always like take whatever like police position. It just depends on the audience that he has to suck off to at the time, because he'll say whatever his audience wants to hear. Like when he was covering the protests, he was talking about like, oh, protesters should drag those little piggies in the street.
I thought all you chuds wanted equality. What the fuck happened? That's the unironic squad W right there, brothers. That's some squad W ass shit right there. If you feel sadness in your heart when you see these little piglets get dragged like this, if you feel sadness in your heart, just remember, who do you think? Who do you think threw the first punch? Who do you think dove into a fucking crowd of people?
Hasan's literally, it doesn't have to do with any conversation with me. Like Hasan consistently has his take when he's surrounded by like his more extremist audience, but he'll pretend he doesn't when he's like in front of a more moderate crowd. I thought Hasan just was supposed to support intersectionality. Imagine thinking a woman can't think for herself just because she's dating. Hasan has always had frat boy takes. I remember when he referred to V as my sloppy seconds. Like, like Hasan still is like very much plays like the frat boy like takes when it comes to women and shit.
Yeah. So isn't it a little bit?
Gee, Melina, before you fucking try to do another like drama-baited DGG back line, can we just have a
No. Honestly, I am really. No. Wait.
Just briefly, and then we can move on.
Honestly, I want to say something short. Because I think this is very important. Because I don't really like if you say that all of my opinions are my boyfriend's. That feels a bit sexist, honestly. When it comes from you, it feels kind of crazy. Yeah, but like, if I had like,
True.
do you not think that I have my own fucking opinions? Or
I do know that you have your own fucking opinions, but right now you're just trying to drama bait by getting literal lines from DGG. You think that we don't have an overlap of audiences? You think
no,
that
I remember. I remember that. I remember what you said, and it got me confused. I remember.
He's so mad. Oh my god.
Let's get back to the topic.
Let's have if I put a fucking opinion out there and you disagree with it, then you can own me in the marketplace of ideas.
I just question you. I'm sorry that you got so upset about it.
Yeah, because this is
male feminists are always one you got to be on the lookout for.
Yeah, I'm not a male feminist. Okay, this is completely unfucking productive.
Let's
all right.
Let's move into the discussion.
I mean, I thought I just didn't really like that you said that.
Why do you think police unions are one of the few remaining unions, and arguably the strongest unions in any fucking state that we talk about?
Teachers unions are very strong as well.
The purpose of police is to defend the interests of capital over the interests of everyday Americans.
That's a very woke interpretation of it.
It's the unions that basically.
Why would cops
bad
not
police.
get unions if
who
everybody
say,
else
we will
gets
protect
unions?
Your job, no matter
like
what.
I don't understand.
You've got to take their money away. They're the people that are making the legal
we are making arguments
giving you the
these
free,
arguments can be used to
high-powered
abolish.
Lawyers. You know, like look at the guy
like
that
literally
kneeled on
all
George
unions.
Floyd.
I don't know if people realize that or not.
14 separate brutality complaints.
Police unions are usually bad? No, wrong. They're not. What police unions do is police unions advocate for police officers. If you think police are bad, you're going to think police unions are bad. But this idea that, like, it's so funny because you guys unironically are just making anti-unionists. Well, they're bad because they negotiate contracts that allow bad cops to get away with bad work. Welcome to every single union ever. A union is supposed to represent its workers, whether those workers suck shit or anything. You pay your union dues, you talk to your union bosses, and the union is supposed to stick up to you no matter how shit or lazy of a fucking worker you are. That's literally what a union is. Like unions, but unions should exist because on the flip side of that, no matter how good of a worker you are, no matter how hard you try, a corporation will try to fuck you over as well, right? Unions exist to serve as a balance to corporate power. That's it. A union isn't intrinsically good or intrinsically bad. People that cry about police unions really are just crying about police, but they try to attack unions because they don't like police members. Like, it's stupid as fuck. Like, unions should be there to protect, like, bad cops and whatever the fuck, because that's what a union's meant to do. If you don't like that, then you fight on your side. Your bargaining side is the state, right? And you fight against police unions there. And the police unions ought to represent the cops. That's how unions work, right? It's so stupid. Like, are we just going to say, like, are all public unions bad? Because if we're going to say the police unions are bad, well, what about teacher unions? Should teachers have no representation against state governments or whatever when it comes to employment or labor? Like, this is stupid. Aren't unions supposed to be collective bargaining against capital owners? No, what are you talking about? A union is just supposed to be collective bargaining because collective bargaining allows a group of disparate, non-empowered individuals to bargain against somebody that has more power over them. It doesn't matter if you're a capital owner or if you're the state or if you're whatever the fuck. It can be anything. It doesn't have to be just capital owners. A union is supposed to be there because a single individual, large, powerful entity that might employ people has a disproportionate amount of power over you as an employee. So your goal when you want to negotiate with a boss is, hey, if I say I'm going to quit or whatever, you're just going to say, well, fuck it, walk out. Well, what I need to do is who's Destiny arguing with people in chat? Can you not reach it? Bye. Like, the problem is that, like, when you have a large entity that employs you, this could be a capital-owned corporation. It could be a fucking co-op. It could be a fucking any structure. It could be a state government, a federal government. It could be anything, right? Like, this is the whole point of this is what the whole point of a fucking union is to collectively bargain. The idea that you only collectively bargain against capital owners is so stupid.
A failure in America and led by both Democrats and Republicans. So there is a lot of blame here for even specifically Joe Biden, I would say.
When you say it's a failure, what do you mean by that? Because crime in this country has continued to go down, down. I mean, so I don't like. I agree that police should be reformed for humanitarian reasons.
Murders have gone up over the past like 2 years. We're nowhere near the 90s.
Funding the police narrative. You understand that like the largest portion of police funding just goes to salaries and benefits, right?
Let us finish this point.
Crime has gone down for decades. There is absolutely zero studies that point to additional policing as a factor in reducing crime.
That is,
as a matter of fact,
not true.
Everything is either a correlation or everything as far as like crime.
As much as it's contributed to the unfair treatment of African Americans or minorities that have had to deal with things like drug laws or whatever. The concept of broken windows policing probably played at least a small part in the reduction of crime. Nobody contests this. Now, whether or not that's good or not is a thing to be debated, or whether or not that can be modified. But this idea that like cops or whatever do absolutely nothing. What the fuck was that? To help with crime? That's not true. Like, even in Camden, the people always cite Camden, New Jersey. It's like, oh, this is the best idea. This is how we change things the best, whatever. Like, sure, one of the things they did was they massively increased the number of police on the streets. Destiny, you're wrong. Innovative policing strategies like broken windows policing and stopping force responsible for 0% reduction. I'm pretty sure that even if we look up the fucking Wikipedia, I'm pretty sure that 2015 meta-analysis of broken windows policing implementations found that disordered policing strategies such as hotspot policing or problem-oriented policing resulted in consistent crime reduction across a variety of violent, property, drug, and disorder outcome measures. However, the authors noted that aggressive order maintenance strategies that target individual disorderly behaviors do not generate significant crime reductions, pointing specifically to zero-tolerance policing models that target singular behaviors such as public intoxication and remove disorderly individuals from the street via arrest. They also recommended that police develop community co-production policing strategies instead of merely committing to increasing misdemeanor arrests. There are bad parts of this broken windows ideology, but there are good parts as well. The idea that like all of it was bad and none of it was good is like a really one-dimensional, like kind of stupid point to like look in terms of like how I guess like the concept of like how we dealt with crime in the 90s was.
So Ellie,
I
trying
think
to get
let Ellie go
EleeMoon
first,
should
actually.
say something. Come
Yeah.
on,
No, no,
seriously,
yeah,
are you guys crazy or what?
That purposely made something look like to make her look bad. It's a character assassination. It was. I know Gundam.
It wasn't even just her; it was her fans.
Stop talking over her. Stop talking over her, please. Hasan.
Thank you. I love you. As if I already didn't love you enough. But you see, like, what else? Like, just valid criticism is just the guise for bullying.
I'm afraid I'm gonna have to keep Bastiat on because he is going to own me in the marketplace of ideas like last time, probably. So we'll have more content there rather than like petty fucking misdirections. No free clout.
Now let's.
Wait, what do you mean by that? Wait, was that towards me? What do you mean by that?
Hasan, you can't just leave now.
Hello, Hasan.
You can't leave, Hasan. You can't do that. You can't leave.
This is what Destiny does, by the way. He slowly changes imperceptibly when he realizes he's wrong to getting to the correct position.
So like this is called being an intelligent person. I do change my view over time. You know what? If Bernie were to steamroll Iowa and New Hampshire, I would change my view. I'd say, oh yeah, fuck, maybe Bernie does have a shot. When new information comes in, I change my mind. What do you do?
This is actually
I mean, that's yeah, of course. I still right now, I don't really think Bernie has a shot at winning the nomination, but
like if you go to him for politics, I don't know what to tell you. Yikes.
Streaming, it's your fault. You're gonna get fucking banned as well. When he fucking does it, and it all goes on stream, and you're gonna get banned as well, because you caused it.
I didn't cause. I tried. Fuck.
Fuck, we should have won a Baron, man.
We could have done that, Baron. We would have all fucking ran there. We had 2 timers.
He's fucking crying, dude. He's fucking crying. Look at his stream. Look at his fucking stream. You did that, you piece of shit. Look at him. He's fucking crying. It's your fucking fault.
Listen, okay.
He's literally fucking crying. You're such a fucking dick. He's gonna end stream, dude.
Seriously, who are these kids playing this
I'm
game?
fucking done, man. Like I'm starting to think I'm mentally retarded.
I can't fucking believe you.
What do you have to say about what?
What do you have to say about your favorite streamer, Hasan, being a rampant sexist?
He's not my favorite streamer, first off.
Does Afro stream now?
No, that's Moon.
Okay.
I didn't see what he was fucking doing, but he was probably in the wrong. Is that fair?
Probably in the wrong, huh?
I didn't see what he was doing, but if you're saying that he did something wrong, he's probably in the wrong. I just don't know why everybody's like, "Oh, Mr. Moon, defend him." Like, I'll defend him on the shit that I think you do that is dumb. However, he's done some dumb shit. Like, you both do dumb shit.
Oh, so
I don't know what else. I'm gonna both sides it. Yep.
Both sides it.
I'm gonna both sides it. However, do you think your community has like
lives rent free in his head? Yeah.
Yes. Oh, okay. Do you think he lives in rent free in your community's head as well? At least be realistic.
No, not in the same way. No.
I would disagree.
The difference is that like you can't use rent free as an excuse to not get somebody to talk about what you're doing when you're like pretty relevant on the platform. Like that's really dumb. But like my community has never been like, or maybe they haven't, I just don't see it. Like if somebody is in my chat, even when it's like socialists in my chat, like saying dumb shit, people aren't like, "Oh God, that's a fucking secret Hasan fan here to fucking like fuck with the streamer." Like I don't think.
Oh no, I
anybody,
agree. They do.
right?
They do not do that. Yes.
Like,
but Hasan's
somehow
chat will do that. Yes.
Yes. Every time
I'll agree with
somebody
you.
brings up, there's like,
Correct.
"Oh, it's a DGG." It's like, okay.
Yeah, no. Like DGG is like the quote unquote boogeyman.
Yeah.
However, DGG was freaking the fuck out because like they're like saying like you're being fucking deplatformed. If anything, Raj is the one who needs to be, or Austin is the one who needs to like buck up and be like, "No, Hasan, I'm not gonna let you have like this quote unquote power or whatever."
Well, but I mean, like it is like that is what's happening now, right? I mean,
Sure,
you can say it's Austin doing it, but it's doing it at
Austin should be the one who makes the phone call,
but he's
right?
doing
It's
it
his
like
show.
Hasan's behest, right? Like,
Sure, because you bully Hasan like a fucking asshole nonstop, right? You agree with that?
No.
You do not think that you were a bully towards Hasan.
I was cool towards Hasan. He was the one that jumped onto podcasts with me to call me a racist and tried to turn my podcast host against me by calling me a racist. I've never done anything like that to him in my entire life, ever. Not even close.
Can I ask Destiny a couple questions about this, or is that okay with everybody else?
The first question you asked is how you've been doing, because I haven't seen you in a long time, buddy.
Literally belittling black people.
Stop. Come on, dude. Wait, no. Hold on. Why would he get so upset when people are trying to characterize him as being incredibly racist?
I don't know why we.
It's so weird. So
Yeah,
no.
the worst that you've done is like
The worst that I did
you'll snipe.
was I tried,
but you both snipe each other.
Well, now we do, sure. But
Yes,
back
correct.
then, the worst that I ever did was I wanted to have a conversation with him about a video that he did about Kamala Harris. That was the worst I did. Was I critically challenged him on that?
Yeah, and then he started calling you. I think I don't know. it was
Yeah,
like
the
bad
Ben
faith
Shapiro of the left said I engaged in bad faith. Blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah,
it's
blah.
more about you guys sniping each other now. But yeah, no, I will. I mean, I'll agree with you that I mean, him going on there and like trying to like defame you as a racist or saying that you only like want to fuck teenage.
He also, I went back and I watched
fucked.
some of the clips. He was the one that brought me up every single time on the show too, which is extra shit.
On the Rush?
Yes.
On the-
Considering that I'm not even there to talk about myself.
Yeah, I mean, he shouldn't be able to bring you up if he doesn't want to.
Yeah, that's
have a
pretty
conversation
fucking
with you.
dumb.
Yes, sure, I agree with that.
Okay.
Hasan is feeding Moot lines. Yikes. Okay, welcome to my ignore list, fucking moron. Oh, is it funny like that? You're gonna go fucking watch some Joe Rogan? Get the fuck out of here, worm. My whole thing is, I wish Hasan would just fucking DM you and have a conversation off stream.
Well, you can't. So he's legitimately like delusional at this point. Did you see the clip where he's like, "Oh, Destiny doesn't like me because I have like a bigger audience, and Destiny's mad that his clout or something." Like it was like some weird.
No,
shit.
Yeah, you're not. You're not mad about that. You don't give a fuck about.
No, I don't.
That. Yeah, I know you don't give a fuck about that. Pretty sure I've said that before.
The first dude never asking for money. He says you should offer to pay anyway, regardless of what the YouTube makes. That's why he keeps following this editor shit, because he wants to connect it back to you being a fake socialist. Yeah, I know. The real thing that he wants to connect it back to is that he's butthurt that I've surpassed him on his own fucking platform, which he thought was his own like little kingdom. That's the real fucking reason. Okay, that's it. Yeah, you know. Let's be real. That was originally the real reason why he got mad at me too, and like wanted to sever the connection. It just backfired on him. Ego Andy. Okay, brother.
But then I also think it probably says a bit about him. It's one of the things I've had to worry about, like, when I associate with some people now. Because now, like, I sincerely wonder, like, I feel like if Hasan were to take, like, a month off for mental reasons or whatever and come back, if he had, like, 2,000 viewers, I think he would reach out to me again. Because he'd be, like, hungry for the attention. I think it would happen. So
if
it's
he
like,
went down to 2,000 viewers?
I think he would, yeah.
I feel like he would reach out to, like, XQC or somebody, right? Like to play games with them. If he was there for clout, I guess. But I don't know.
Yeah, or yeah, maybe reach out to other big streamers as well. But like, but I'm just saying, like, in terms of our friendship, I think that like the only way, like, he started liking Melina's pictures again on Instagram. Maybe it's a coincidence, but after she had that 10,000 stream or whatever, he started like consistently liking her pictures again on Instagram and shit. I don't know if he will now that they've actually talked with each other, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think if he took like a month off for like mental health or whatever, I think he'd come back as the same-ish viewers, like 8,000, 10,000.
Most likely, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you gonna stand for Mike from PA next?
No, fuck him. Fuck him.
He mad.
I hate being like I feel like it's like
mad.
the Bad Bunny thing, where like you have to like you're like. I get yelled at by DGG for defending fucking Hasan. I get yelled at from fucking Hasan's community when I go in this Discord, I guess, for fucking defending you. It's just like, at this point, I don't give a fuck. Fuck them. Fuck both communities. Fuck all of you.
Oh, so you're gonna do
except
both
for Steve.
sides.
Yeah, I literally, because it's fucking annoying.
But you don't think Hasan's a little petulant more so than Steve?
No, Steve does petulant shit all the time as well. However, Hasan went way out of line, I will admit, with calling him a fucking racist, and saying he wants to fuck teenage pussy all the time or whatever.
Oh yeah, shit, I forgot about that one. That was right.
Yeah, I admitted that one. That one was fucked up. But Steve will do like, oh, Hasan's obsessed with porn stars and he wants to fuck every porn star in the world.
What the fuck?
He is not
You were joking with me.
When?
During that one fucking run.
Oh, yes, I said
like, I already know she's winning. You're like, yup, and she did.
Yeah, but I also joked with you. I also said you're not gonna pick Mia because Hasan picked Mia, and if she picked host, then it would fuck.
Totally
with you.
different thing. I was trying to. I'm not obsessed.
Yeah,
with
but I was
porn
joking about a fucking. It was joking about the scenario.
Oh, okay.
Wait, but seriously, like, not joking about it. Like, Destiny's trolling Hasan is usually just shit that's.
Wait, hold on. Okay, I don't need like to stand for me. Okay, come.
I'm not. No, it's not, because this is more shitting on Hasan. Hasan. Shit
well,
is,
okay,
like,
but now this is weird because now this is
reasonable.
getting into like an obsessed with Hasan stream. Okay.
Is it, or is it just like we're having a conversation about the reality of the situation? Where
No, because there's a lot of people in. It's so dumb. There's a lot of people in both communities who are literally obsessed with hate watching the fucking other streamer to try and snipe any time they talk about each other. And I think those people just need to get a fucking life. Like, those are the people who I mainly have a problem with. Like, okay, these two people don't like each other. It is what it is. Whatever. Let them fight their battle. But you guys in the fucking chat, just like nonstop, like linking clips or whatever to start fucking drama, are the actual fucking no lives.
Wow, managing to both sides it again.
True.
I didn't come here to stand for Steve. I came
You came here to be a fucking bitch.
What are you doing?
I told you I was running back for ammo.
From where?
Just wait, don't die.
Jump down there. There's shotgun. The guys dropped like 3 shotguns.
I already got something.
Okay, well, there's more down in that blue hall.
Yeah,
in the
I
little
would like to go there.
down there.
You're lying! Why would you? Okay, I can kill you anytime I see you.
What's up? How's your podcast go? Watch out, Mr. Moon is really mad at you, so just chill.
I'm not mad.
Really?
No. He's one of Hasan's top mods, so he's like really mad that you guys.
I'm not mad. You're so dumb. Why are you trying to be dumb?
Do you hear how mad he is? He's already fucking raged.
Are you mad? Are you
I'm
mad
so
because
mad.
I'm attacking your king?
Yes. Have you seen how beautiful he is? He's my king. Soy.
Whoa.
What a beautiful man.
Yeah, you think I don't have any opinions.
Yep.
I'm just copying every guy that I simp for.
Yep.
No, I think that was dumb of what he said.
Oh, you're gonna actually admit that for one time.
I think I've admitted on this stream 3 times that I have disagreed vehemently with Hasan.
Wow.
You agreed with what?
He's only disagreed with 3 of Hasan's takes. So did America deserve 9/11, Newton?
No.
Oh wow.
Wait, T-Con in chat. This is actually this is like way before the show, and I didn't bring it up until he started something. I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that because I was the one. Should I call Hasan out for being scared of Steve? That was something I just said before in chat because I asked because I thought it was memes, but then I didn't. But then when he started saying that I didn't have my own opinions or whatever, I was like, okay, if he's gonna say that, I'm just gonna say this. Like, you fuck that. Yeah.
Wow.
No, there's no JK on this. No JK. Like, I barely said anything. I literally called him out on something that I legit, like, was curious about. That I remember when it came to, like, the cops thing. I know, now Mr. Moon is really fucking mad.
Stop, you're gonna make people think that I actually get mad about this shit. I don't care.
Really?
I don't care. I just want us all to be friends. Feels bad, man.
Are you friends with him?
Yeah, I would say so.
They're super close friends. You know why they're close friends?
Why, Steven?
Because Mr. Burden hasn't asked to get paid yet.
Soy.
Wait, they came into my chat. It was like 500 of them in my chat today.
Really?
It was like 500. I think it was 500 Hasan fans in my chat.
Were they friendly?
No. They started saying like, yeah, you're gonna break Steven's heart one day, and that's why we like you, stuff like that.
Jeez.
If you give me their names, I'll permaban them from the Hasan Discord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Soy?
I don't know. Soy? What is going on? Why are you saying soy?
What are you talking about?
He steals all my memes. He steals the Yoda cock the ball
Hasan
meme.
is stinky
now he
no
steals the
tears.
soy
Stay
meme,
mad,
he
Mr.
stole
Luton,
the
no
Yoda meme.
tears.
Oh my god. Tell that to Hasan so we can say that on stream so we can have something to hate on.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Oh, he stole Donk. Yeah, that one was a big one. Donk's coming back, ladies and gentlemen. It's
Dude,
a
none of your
seasonal
memes
meme.
that are
It's
gone
a seasonal
are
meme.
ever coming
Steven.
back. Okay.
It's a seasonal meme.
Why do you not like Hasan? I seriously
Oh my God.
didn't have anything really against him until he just did not believe me when I said that it was my real opinion. Okay. I feel so incredibly fucking proud of myself that I didn't mention Steven a single time if someone else didn't do it. Or like if someone else did, then I didn't. Because it was like a conversation. But I actually didn't mention him a single time during the whole fucking stream. And everyone else did. Yeah. Okay. Soy queen? What do you mean?
Soy.
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 You should have mentioned your dad was a cop. I know. I should have done that. I have the cop blood, guys. How do you guys feel about that?
The cop blood?
Yeah, my dad is a cop, so I have
so
the
you have
cop blood.
ACAB blood in your body.
I'm just gonna say that next time.
Yeah, you should have.
I should have. Fuck! I should have said that. Fuck! I hate when this happens. When you're like, fuck! That would have been so much better if I did that.
Yep.
Now it's too late.
Yeah.
Now he's gonna be like, no, I'm not coming on the show because Melina is there. You could have just answered my question. That's the thing.
Nope.
It would have been so easy. Why couldn't he answer my question?
Because he doesn't want to talk about it. He probably knows that it's like an extremist opinion, and if he owns it up publicly, then he looks bad. But if he talks publicly and he doesn't own it, then his audience would get mad at him.
What was the question?
Has to do with his stance on cops. He's full ACAB, but when he's in public settings, he tries to hide his power level. Because if he's forced to talk about it, then his audience will either hate him because he's not going to own that position publicly ever because he's a coward, or he'll own it publicly and then everybody will think he's being an extremist because he is. Similar Nazi tactic, you know.
Well, I think ACAB is extremism, no?
Yeah, but he is like full on ACAB, but he'll never own that publicly.
Will he own it privately?
Stop when he's like on his stream and shit. Yeah, he makes jokes about like cops dying and shit all the time. Yeah.
Something I'm curious about though. People try to like find things like it's really bad about you, Steven, in my chat. They were like, oh, he said this and he did that or whatever. And they all started spamming that you're a racist because you told him to go back to his country. Is that true?
Oh yeah, I think I said something like go back to Turkey, I don't remember. Something like that.
Why did you say that?
Oh, you were saying some dumb shit, I don't remember. Oh, wait, I remember why I made that joke now. Oh, so one of the things that Hasan does is he constantly tries to make it seem like he's like a normal person. Like he acts like he's not rich as fuck. He acts like he's like not like a fucking Chad or whatever. He's like, oh, I'm just like you. He does it all the time. I remember that he made a post one time on Reddit where he was talking about like oh yeah, like Trump is really, even though like, because he would never say that he was going to vote for Biden. He kept saying like, oh, I'm not going to vote for anybody. I don't care, because he was a Bernie Buster. And in one of his Reddit posts, he was like, yeah, like even I'm a Bernie Buster, but Trump is really scary to me too. Like Trump could deport me from the United States. Like, what? He's like a fucking second generation immigrant or some shit. Or like we would have to deport so many people before he's alive. I thought it was really dumb. That's why I said it. Go back to Turkey.
Oh, is that what you said?
Yeah, it was like I remember him saying that. I was triggered as fuck.
I guess I was just like, yeah, that sounds kind of. He said like it sounds kind of dumb, and I need more context to the conversation. I don't know what the conversation is. Yeah.
Oh, never mind. He was born in the USA. Holy shit. Yeah. So many people would have to fucking get.
You told him to. You know, they're actually like really hung up on that one.
They don't give a fuck. They just look for anything to shit on me. Before that, they said that I was like screaming the
like what they use.
Yeah, but they'll use whatever. They don't actually give a fuck about any of it.
But they're like, he uses the N-word and he's telling our king to go back to his country. He's a racist.
I just want to make America a better place, okay?
Jeez.
What?
Mask off, eh?
What do you mean?
You just take it.
Wait, is he actually? I thought it was like he moved here like 10 years. I don't know. Like, because it's not his first language.
I mean, like, he speaks at a college level this language. Don't ever let him use English second language as some excuse.
But I'm curious, how long has he been here? I'm really curious.
I don't know.
I can fucking use that fucking excuse, okay? I can use that excuse.
Didn't he move to the US when he was 18? If he did, he started learning English at an early age. He learned it when in a single-digit age. He has, like, no accent. Like, he's perfectly fluent.
He was subtweeting at me today? Wait, really?
Oh, yeah! Well, maybe it wasn't. He retweeted something about how Swedish meatballs actually come from Turkey.
What? No.
He did. It was one of the most passive.
It probably wasn't a subtweet, though.
You know? You think it was just random, just happened to... Yeah.
I'm like...
What would it even mean, though?
I don't know, Mooten. Maybe it was just randomly just thought it was an interesting piece of information, huh? Mr. Simpson.
Like, what? This is like a Swedish site as well. What is this? This is really... Okay,
it
is.
Just random. Nah, no way. Mooten said it's not. Mooten would never...
I don't care.
Mooten would never soy out that hard, right?
Why would you retweet, though? It's, of course.
Sure, yeah, he did it.
Yeah, absolutely. Wait, what does that even mean? Swedish meatballs?
Well, that was the thing. Is like I don't understand what he would be tweeting about. Like,
but it's really funny though.
Oh yeah.
He ghosted me on the last message.
He seems like.
This is really good. Should I do that? That's actually really funny. Now I'm taking stuff from DGG. That's actually really funny.
That's what they're there for.
And this is funny as fuck. Look at that.
Wait, what's funny as fuck?
Yeah, I thought that was funny. do that as a
Oh my god, stop. No, Melina, don't do that. Yeah, that's hardcore shit,
I
Sarah.
thought it was funny. I thought it was funny.
You're gonna make Mooten mad.
Why?
Because he's really sensitive about it.
No, Melina, I don't get upset.
Does he sound upset, chat? Do we need to take a poll on it?
Yeah, I'm upset. You're right.
I'm upset. Say it.
I'm upset. I don't even know what you guys argue. I don't even know what you guys are arguing about at this point.
He's getting madder over nothing. That's how upset he is about this, guys.
The issue is I just don't know.
It's okay.
You
to
guys
be
were
mad.
so cool, and then it blew up immediately.
Wait, I'm so curious. Why do you think Hasan is so mad at me and not Bastiat for not agreeing with him? I'm like really.
Oh, he hates
like,
Bastiat too.
disagreeing.
Don't worry.
Really, but like, why is he so upset at me right now?
Because you're my fiance.
That's why.
Yeah, he fucking hates me. Sorry.
But he liked me before. The fuck.
Sorry.
Sorry.
I actually do. Like after my Harley Quinn shit, like it really feels like you're my Joker, Steven. I'm like Harley, and we're just like.
What does that
You're
mean?
just like controlling my opinion.
That was edgy as fuck. Oh
That
yeah.
was so edgy.
Control all of your opinions.
Yeah, I'm just like here as your fucking like little puppet or something, like, fucking pet. It's Greek said, and I'm here.
Why would you link that? I'm a TOS Andy now, okay? I can't. Never mind. We're done watching YouTube video. All right, we're watching Twitch streams. What's Botez up to?
Remember, always do it from behind.
All right, well. There's got to be some TOS friendly stuff that we can watch. Okay, never mind. You know what? The YouTubers were right. We're just going to sit here in silence.
I almost want to talk to him out of pity at this point. Like before I was like, he's got to pay me, he's got to pay me. But at this point, out of pity, I might debate him or discuss with him. And let him get his rage out so he can move on with his life. There's going to be so many salty centrists.
That's Roxanne.
So many salty centrists. Bernie's running away with it, guys.
It's called the U.S. flag, you stupid fuck. This is the only flag that the United States federally has and recognizes. Why the fuck are you acting like a different